In today's video, we're going to speak about why you feel the way that you feel and how to feel alive again. A lot of times the assumptions that we have are not the true answers. And what is actually happening is your own mind is adapting to the overwhelm in a way that you're not conscious of. So I want to bring light to that by going over 3 key points in this video. Number 1 is the trauma response and emotional numbness. Point number 2 is patterns of emptiness and meaninglessness. Key point number 3 is connecting you with your emotions. So let's go ahead and get into the video. As stated, right now, if in your life you feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities of life itself, paying your bills, relationships, your health, whatever it is your obstacle, you have to understand that your brain is just simply trying to protect you from the overwhelm. So with knowing that, you have to understand that how your brain responds to the overwhelm, especially if you come from a traumatic background, is by shutting down. So it's easier to become more rational and more logical and shut down your emotions and become emotionally numb in order to adapt to what's going on in your life at the moment. And so you have to look at this shutting down and this numbness in life that you feel, the feeling gray, the lack of energy, the lack of connection, the loneliness, the shutting down as a trauma response. Understanding what it is gives us the power over it. So right now you're feeling lost and you're feeling shut down. You're feeling overwhelmed and your brain is responding to that by becoming emotionally numb. You being disconnected from how you truly feel. So this brings us to our key point number 2, which is the patterns of emptiness and meaninglessness. A lot of times when you're going through this feeling of numb and void, I go through this myself, right? So I understand what this is. Typically when I'm going through it, it's a moment of emergence. It's a season of evolution. It's you getting ready or to take on an opportunity to change in your life, right? To break the cycle of what is going on in your life. So if you are coming from a traumatic background, if you're coming from pain, if you're birthing yourself out of loss, a lot of times you can feel nostalgic. You can feel the emotions that arise that typically you run away from. Things can begin to feel like a test for you and you don't understand why. But the reason why is patterns have to show up intensely for you to change them sometimes, because life doesn't change until you change it. Life doesn't change until you recognize the patterns and take the other course. You do something different. You tread another path, not the typical path that you're used to, but a new path. So as you forge yourself into a new beginning, you have to undergo the pains. I always symbolize my evolutions and my pattern recognition moments as giving birth. I love to relate the two because you have to go through the pain in order to birth something beautiful. And so if you understand it from that humanistic perspective, again, going back to point number 1, understanding that the brain is just overwhelmed and simply trying to protect itself. This is all simply a trauma response. But how you heal yourself is through this, connecting with yourself. It is time for you to ground yourself. It is time for you to connect with the emotions that you run from. And also find the underlying of that emotion. What is underneath that anger? It's going to be sadness. And this is where it gets real deep. What is causing the sadness? Do not run. Face your emotions. Connect with your emotions. This is how you feel alive. This is how you find joy. Joy comes through evolution and change. Yes, sadness will come again and it will arise again, but that's life. That's the beautiful joy of life. This is why you do not feel alive, because you do not connect with your emotions. Quit running from your emotions, whether it's a specific emotion or all of them. Feel what you feel and honor what you know. What I mean by that is, again, we understand the trauma response. It's time for you to pay attention to your patterns, because you have a moment and you have an opportunity to either feel empty again and fall back into meaninglessness or meaningfulness. How you fill yourself up depends on your choices and your decisions. Are you going to connect with yourself? Are you going to be honest with yourself? Are you willing to face your reality with a vulnerable heart? That is the key here, to make the change in your life, to find the freedom that you're looking for. It all requires one step at a time. It all requires one step at a time. First, through understanding. Second, through recognition of your patterns. And then 3, the willingness and the acceptance of your healing, which comes by way of being connected with your emotions, understanding what they are and where they come from. And the more that you do this, the more you will find yourself. And the more that you find yourself, the more you will find your freedom, which will allow you to find happiness inside out. All right. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, give me a like. If you have any questions, comment down in the comment section below. If you would like to check out any of my work and transform your life and finding purpose, go ahead and hit the link in my description box, and I'll see you soon. Peace.